Why hello everybody, Spencer here, also known as the Good Dude 11, and in today's video, this is a brand new, first ever review from my dorm. And in today's video, I've got High School Musical, the musical, the series, season 4 review, potential spoilers here and there. So without further ado, let's discuss. Alright, so as I just mentioned, this is my first review coming to you from my dorm. I made a dorm vlog. Be sure to check that up here, dorm tour. I got the TV pulled up with the picture right there. Hopefully you can see it. My bed frame is kind of in the way, but ignore it. I'm leaning back. So yeah, no notes today here. I have my laptop like right next to me, so if I want to make reviews, or when I make reviews, I can make my notes off of my computer, but I have my notebooks up here, which one right here, my typical notebook I've used, and I have another one that I showed in the dorm tour. But so I have plenty of room here to make notes or do whatever I want. But if I want to use my computer, I can use it. So it's a nice setup I have here, with the TV in the background and everything. So hopefully you can see that. Anyway, with that housekeeping and information out of the way, let's get to the actual show. So I watched it, and I kind of thought, like, what I wasn't quite sure what I was going to think of this season, because if you remember last season, if you don't, as I get out of the camera frame, I kind of wasn't a big fan last season of High School Musical, the musical series. It's such a long name, it's such a funny name, but it's High School Musical, the series. To shorten it, I was not a fan of season 3, and it was, for me, it's not, I don't want to say hate, because hate's a strong word. I disliked it more than the original too. It's not that I don't like music, didn't like the music. It was some of the story. And it wasn't awful writing. It was season 1 and 2, my favorite character was Olivia Rodrigo's character. I like her as a singer, and I liked her relationship with Ricky, Joshua Bass's character. And him, throughout the show, what they've done with the relationships is so bizarre, because they took it where they had this character EJ who was dating Gina in the first 2 seasons, and then they took Gina as the main love interest for Ricky in like this love triangle with EJ and Ricky in season 3. And I don't have so much of a problem with a love triangle or drama, which the show had a little bit of drama in the first 2 seasons, and then it lost some of the characters too. Well, there was this gay relationship between Seb and Carlos, which is very cute. Lots of relationships are cute, but that one in particular was very cute, and it was gone in most of season 3. Seb comes back at the end of season 3, and it feels like he just returned to return. And also, Olivia Rodrigo was in the first 2 episodes, and in the finale she returns for a cameo in season 3. It feels so out of place. It feels like she's there to just be like, hey guys, and they wrote her out of the show in season 4. Really terrible. It's one of my gripes with the show, but I like the season 4 just a bit more than season 3, because it gets back to that high school element, has great relationship power, or great relationship chemistry, bittersweet, teary ending that I was not expecting, but it was great to watch. Great to watch, but missing. Oh, and the other thing is, Olivia Rodrigo was mentioned twice, or maybe a little bit more, in season 4, and it's just so frustrating, because I mentioned, hey, remember that Ricky was like, remember that time I had with Nene, and then, which is Olivia Rodrigo's character's name, and at the end they all pass out notes. Basically, they did the same thing they did, I think, last season when she wasn't there. They passed out like letters, or what's it called, postcards from her. They do the same thing again at the end of this season when they're getting ready to go on stage, and in backstage, and they're like, hey, here's some notes, not notes, but postcards from Nene. Like, don't read it or I'll cry. Ricky's saying this to them, like, don't read it right now. But it's just, it feels so far. Like, I understand people. I'm not yet famous. I don't know. I don't have a busy schedule. here on college, I'm in college, I might have a busy schedule. But for Olivia Rodrigo, as talented and famous, she might have a lot of money, why can't she commit to this? It was the show she was in 2 seasons. I don't understand. I'm very frustrated. But I'm not frustrated with her not being in it. Because I liked her character. It's not like the story has any impact on her. It's not like, oh, well, the show's writing changed because she's out of it. No. It just, I wish I really liked the character. And this, it's weird what they did with the relationship. Because now, it ended with, I'm just going to spoil it. They ended with Ricky and Gina getting together. And I really liked that. But I shouldn't say I really liked it. I like that he ended up with someone. But it's frustrating to see. My other complaint, I'm kind of going to go back in a circle here. My other complaint is I don't exactly remember why Olivia Rodrigo's character left, what she went off to do, because all I remember in the back of my mind is it wasn't explained. All I remember is that her and her 2 moms were talking, brought in her sperm donor, and it was really bizarre. It was a really weird writing choice. It was just like, it was Mitchell from Modern Family, not the same character, but that actor, and they're like, yeah, we'll have him in, and we'll have him. I remember he was in the season. It was like, oh yeah, we're gonna have a conversation here and there, and it felt so out of place because it wasn't. Her character was just then written out. Like, why did he need to be there? And I don't even remember at the end of season 2, because at the end of season 2, her and Ricky broke up, so I don't even remember what was going on. And I wanted that more of the relationship build up to happen, and it was just kind of like, oh yeah, me and Ricky are broken up now, and I'm gonna meet up with my sperm donor because that's what we're gonna do now. And then she's gone in season 4, so I really don't know what the absence of her was. It wasn't like they completely wrote her out. It wasn't like, oh yeah, I have to go to school over here and somewhere else, or go on a trip, to Ireland or New Zealand, where Gina this whole season was trying to go. It wasn't like that. It was just completely gone. Like, have a conversation with a sperm donor, then gone. I don't get it. But yeah, I liked the route, because I don't have an issue within season 3 with the Frozen concept. I just wasn't a big fan of the finale, the whole process that went with it. There was a lot of dumbass drama. Excuse my language. There was just a lot of drama going on. Way they proceeded to do the performance, because there was a lot. In season 2, there was this like weird shuffle. There's always like some weird stuff going around in this in the seasons, but in the finale of season 2, they get like some trouble in Act 2. But then in season 3 with the Frozen stuff, there's like a problem with like the director, or like something happens with one of the, I don't want to say bad guy, but guy is messing things up with the performances. Like, what the heck is happening? So then in season 4, there's like this like shuffle with the drama teacher, Miss Jen, who I also like this. I'm gonna get to this later, but okay, I have another thought in mind. So, drama teacher Miss Jen and the high school musical students are trying to put on High School Musical 3 performance movie musical in their high school theater, where this high Hollywood person is trying to make the musical, or a movie of High School Musical 4, and it's kind of conflicting for the students. So it's a really interesting way to come about it. And then they make they get the high school students make their High School Musical 3 musical in their theater or gymnasium, and it's spread out between Act 1 is one episode, Act 2 is another episode, and it's really good. Really liked it. There's some drama that happens, like their soundboard falls down and breaks, and they have to manually do it. It's quite interesting. I like the whole song and vibe and everything back in the high school environment, as opposed to being in a summer camp. But EJ comes back, Big Red comes back, and Carlos and Seb get together. So it's great. Some of the relationships and everything. Oh, and there's a Halloween episode, which one of my favorite moments is the costumes of Shang-Chi and his sister. Not the actors, but they dress up in the costumes like Shang-Chi and his sister. Ming Hua Yan? No, that's a real person. I don't know. Come up, and it's great. So that happens. There's a great moment with Miss Jen, the trauma teacher, having this Wicked background, like, because she's in Wicked, the musical. So I like that kind of reference. But I like this season more than season 3. I'm just frustrated about Olivia Rodrigo being gone, and certain elements. Like, at the end, it ended, and they sang the Wicked song "For Good," and I thought that was very touching. I thought it was very sad. I thought the way this season ended was emotional, because they get in this limo together and they're singing, and I'm like, I like the vibe, but I just wish he ended with Nene. Like, it didn't sit right. Like, I'm like, okay, I like the relationships here, I like the characters, I like the music, I like the season, but I didn't like how I just wanted everything to be lined up, because they mention, like, oh, I'm gonna miss you, and then they sing the song "For Good" at the end. I'm like, yep, but there's something missing because Olivia Rodrigo is not here. It's just so tempting. Like, I'm like, ugh. So, I don't know. I'm just frustrated. I wish and again, I didn't make this show, so it's not like I can call them up and be like, hey, can you add Olivia Rodrigo now? And they're like, no, we made the show. So, yeah, it's like any other show, like, I get excited for. I was not excited for this season. And I liked it more than last season, so that's a plus, but I wouldn't recommend. I'd recommend you watch season 1 and 2 and just be done. It's not dreadfully awful. It's just a waste. I feel like it's a waste of time. The only reason I watched this season was because I knew it was the final season. If I hadn't seen any of it, like, if you haven't seen any of it, just watch seasons 1 and 2. You'll probably get something out of it. Because I don't remember what I got. I just like the relationships. I like relationship stuff. I just have an issue that a character left, and it was like the whole build up, and then she's not there. So, that's just me. Let me know how you feel if you saw seasons 1, or not season 1 and 2. If you watched this show, great. Watch season 4, or I said I didn't recommend it, but if you've seen season 4, let me know in the comments below, and tell me what you thought about it. I just, it wasn't dreadful. Again, I don't know. But I watched it. I enjoyed it. It's Disney stuff. I'm excited for Loki season 2 coming out. I'm excited for Ahsoka. That's coming next. That's what I gotta say. So, I don't know my next review, because I'm going to see. I saw Barbie. I want to see that again with someone here in college. So, I'm gonna see that again. I'm gonna try to do some vlogs here on campus and just tell you a little bit, I guess. And I'm gonna got Ahsoka. The Marvels is next, and then Dune 2. There's just lots of stuff coming, but I don't know when my next review is, because all these shows gotta happen. So Ahsoka, Loki season 2, The Marvels, Dune. I got some friends coming to see Dune here with me in my dorm. Invincible is coming next, and Doctor Who's coming back, and hopefully Doom Patrol season. So just lots of stuff. Don't forget to leave a like. Follow me over to Boba Fett J Master. Links down below on Instagram. That's the link. And be sure to stay up to date on whatever I have content-wise here. College vlogs, reviews, and so much more, potentially, maybe, who knows, I don't know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me, don't forget to keep calm, play Lego, and watch stuff. Peace out, bye everyone.